Let's turn to foreign policy. You acknowledge you were surprised by the recent Iraqi offensive in Basra. In the end, the Iraqi government failed to oust those Shiite militias. Doesn't that raise serious questions about the continued weakness of the central government in Baghdad?
Well, actually, when I say I was surprised, our authorities in Iraq were surprised. The State Department, it was about a 48-hour...
The whole government was
surprised. About a 48-hour window. It's interesting. We have asked the government time after time to act effectively, that we want this government to act. They acted. Now, obviously, the results were mixed. Obviously, there were problems, and Maliki, in my view, should have waited until we had concluded the Battle of Mosul, which is going on as we speak. They do have control of the port of Basra now. That's one of the major economic areas of Iraq because of the oil that goes through there. It was al-Sadr that declared a ceasefire, not Maliki. And they continue.
It was brokered by the Iranians, who actually may have more clout with both al-Sadr. I mean, let me just ask you the question from this point of view. General Petraeus is coming to testify in the next couple of days. A lot of talk about the surge and how that's helped damp down the violence. Some people would say because there was a spike of violence during this Basra battle, maybe al-Sadr's decision to hold the ceasefire is as responsible as the surge is. And if he changes his mind, we're back in the frying pan.
Well, in respect, I don't think Sadr would have declared the ceasefire if he thought he was winning. Most times in history, military engagements, the winning side doesn't declare the ceasefire. The second point is that overall the Iraqi military performed pretty well. 6 months ago, it would have, or 8 or 9 months ago, it would have been unthinkable for Maliki to act
this week that 1,000 soldiers refused to fight or deserted.
And there were many, many thousands who were fighting there. Compare that with 2 years ago when the army was basically unable to function in any way effectively. Look, I didn't particularly like the outcome of this thing, but I am convinced that we now have a government that is governing with some effect and a military that is functioning very effectively. Up in Mosul, where some of the best units are, they're functioning well. I've always said, Chris, this is long and hard and tough. We're paying a huge penalty for 4 years of a failed strategy that I fought hard against, and I believe this strategy has succeeded and will succeed and can succeed.
A couple of